I'd like to walk through an update for the fourth quarter of our fiscal year 2022, which ends June 30th. I can't believe it, but it'll also conclude my first year with the foundation. So I want to thank you all for the warm welcome that you've given me to the community, and give you an update on what we've been up to in the past 3 months. Of course, you know by now I always like to lead with our mission, and it's the thing that brings us all together to do the work we do. And we were created almost 25 years ago now to advance medical research, promote disease awareness, and provide support and education to people with scleroderma, their families, and support network. So this month is Scleroderma Awareness Month. Hopefully you have seen our posts across all of our different platforms, promoting the importance of no scleroderma. Hashtag no scleroderma is our theme this month. And we hope by increasing awareness across the country about this disease that we will eventually live in a world with no scleroderma. So we appreciate you all helping to amplify this message and share it within your networks. We've gotten a lot of engagement and been able to share a lot of great stories, and a lot of your stories as well. So thank you for sharing with us and helping us to get the message out about scleroderma, which will hopefully lead to earlier diagnosis and more cures. We're also very grateful that our celebrity ambassador, Ashley Barron, is lending her voice to Awareness Month. And so I'm sure you've seen her featured in our Awareness Month activities as well. And Ashley is actually out on tour right now. So you can check her website, ashleybarron.com, to look for tour dates. And she does a great job of weaving her scleroderma journey into her set. And so I hope you'll get a chance, if she's near you, to go and see her on tour. So I want to give you an update on where we are, kind of a dashboard for each of our mission pillars and activity areas, just for the period of April 1st through June 15th. For our support pillars, looking at all of our support group meetings just for the past couple of months, we've had almost 100 support group meetings and are so grateful to all of our support group leaders for helping us do that, again, all over the country. And I'll highlight some of our topical groups as well here in just a minute. We, of course, have our really engaged online community through Inspire as well. And so if you haven't checked that out, please do. We get tons of new members every day, but just in the last couple of months have added 440 new members to that online community. And that's a great way for us to look at the trends in terms of what topics are trending and what's happening in the community that helps us tailor our programming for you all. We actually just had 12 graduates complete support group leader training through Spin SLED, and we had several of our staff members go through as well, because we've been adding to our staff team. And so I was really excited to be able to participate this time and get to experience the program and get to meet some of our support group leaders, and actually been able to meet some in person now too, which is really, really nice. Again, such a terrific program. Laura Diaz does a great job educating us in that program, and then our support group leaders taking it out to our communities as well. We then have a program where graduates of the program can meet every month and share their experience. And we have about 60 people who participate in those monthly meetings and give feedback on what they're seeing in their support groups, any support they may need as leaders, or themes that we may need to beef up our support for and resources for. Just to highlight again some of our topical groups, this has been one of the cool things. Some of them existed before, and then some of them have come out of the pandemic, and then we're also identifying new opportunities for topical support groups. Karen Anitrello on our staff is leading a set of focus groups focused on caregivers and those that are newly diagnosed. So if you're interested, you can contact info@scleroderma.org, or Karen or I, and we'll get you hooked up with that group. And that's really meant to just provide you support and resources in that journey as you're newly diagnosed, or providing care for someone who is, and then helping to bridge you to your first support group and kind of navigating all of that and figuring out what's best for you. We're really grateful to Amy Geitson from Tri-State, who leads our SYNC group, which is Scleroderma Young Adults Seeking Connection. And this is for young adults between 18 and 42. And I'm really glad that they define it that way, because I'm a young adult for a few more months. And they actually just met earlier this month and had Eva Marie Cole as their speaker. So we're grateful to Eva Marie for speaking to that group as well, but a terrific group of young people sharing their experiences and able to connect as a community. It's also Pride Month, and this, as we had a discussion internally, we realized we don't have an LGBTQ plus scleroderma support group. And so if you're interested in leading or joining a support group for that community, please contact us. We like to hold some focus groups to get something for that community started as well. For education, just want to highlight a couple things. A huge mission pillar for us, obviously. We held a PAH webinar last month in the middle of May, I believe, and this was with Dr. Shomo Chatterjee from Cleveland Clinic, and we had a great turnout. The recording is available on YouTube. I want to say there were 600 views. Oh yeah, I can barely see it on there. 600 views already on our YouTube channel of this video. You can go and watch it there. And we also, in the spring, did a partnership with the American Thoracic Society to do kind of a roundtable on palliative care. And that recording is available on the ATS website. You can do a quick Google and find it. And together, the videos have over 1,500 views. So obviously a huge need in the community, and would encourage you to check those out. They're really well done and a lot of knowledge shared there. I also want to highlight the great work our chapters are doing in sharing education. We've had so many great educational events this year already, and I had the opportunity to attend the Oregon chapter's 21st annual Sherry Wu educational seminar last month, and the speakers were just so incredible. Again, a really good turnout, and I want to say I have my notes, over 120 registrants for that program, and each of our chapters has a YouTube channel, and the recordings from the Sherry Wu seminar are available on the Oregon chapter's YouTube channel, so you can check that out if you weren't able to attend. And then just a week or so ago, our Texas Bluebonnet chapter had this awesome, the first in a series, really, educational webinar with Dr. Maureen Mays that was looking at, really head to toe, inside and out, all about scleroderma and our bodies. And they had over 200 participants. And I just looked at their YouTube yesterday, and they've already had 200 views just in the last week on that video. So I would encourage you to check that out as well. And also check out their page on our website and their Facebook page for more information as that series continues. It's a really great job they're doing. And we're excited to bring together all of these fantastic speakers for you under one virtual roof next month, July 15th through 17th. So we'll have 3 days of content. We're excited to be putting together our best program ever. Lots of great sessions you can see here. You can register. Registration is now open, scleroderma.org/conference. So go there today and register. We're super excited to see you all online and wanted to give you a sneak peek of what the platform will look like. We're really excited about the platform that we have this year, and Angel Soto on our team gave us more of an interactive sneak peek on our staff call yesterday. We were all geeking out over it. There's a lot of really great connections that you all will be able to make during the conference, and that's one of the reasons that we chose this platform, was so that you could really be together and have that interaction throughout conference. This is actually a mock-up of what one of our exhibit booths could look like, and our exhibit booth sales are open through the end of the month. So if you are a company that's interested in exhibiting with us, please check our website or reach out for more details, and we would love to have you featured there for our community. Moving into our research pillar, I shared with you on our last call that the board approved $2.4 million in new research grants this fiscal year. We've been highlighting the 12 new projects that this represents every week in our e-letter. So if you're not subscribed to that, make sure you go to our website today and subscribe, and you'll get lots of great information from the foundation, but you'll also get synopses of these awardees that we're funding, which is really cool. And we continue our successful global research webinar. The last one was held April 1st, and I'm going to share with you an update, a really cool update that came out of that, but almost 300 registrants for that. So that continues to be a big draw in our investigator community, and a great way for us to have a finger on the pulse of what's happening in the scientific community. We also just awarded this spring 6 new predoctoral fellowships. So excited to support these predoctoral students to learn more about scleroderma and welcome them into the community. And you never know who could be the next investigator to have that big breakthrough. So always encouraged to welcome them in. And speaking of new investigators, we also hosted our 4th, I believe, early career investigator workshop of this fiscal year, also in April, and that was a virtual session, but we're actually having our next one as an in-person session in July in Boston. So excited to bring that group together for some mentorship. So this is the research update that I mentioned, and this is Doctors Ahmet and Gur, who actually presented on the April 1st Global Research webinar, an update on their project that is actually supported by the foundation. And so we issued a press release, and you can learn more in our newsroom on our website. But they were looking specifically at the role of fibroblasts, and they've traditionally been seen as kind of background players, but their study really uncovered that they're more integral to the role of fibrosis, which then would allow them to actually potentially create new therapies that would create stronger structures for these fibroblasts for patients who have scleroderma where these aren't as strong. So this is really, really exciting. I would definitely encourage you to read more about it. We were delighted to hear this on the webinar and then be able to promote it, and it's definitely gotten a lot of traction out there. Thank you to everyone who is helping to advocate on behalf of people living with scleroderma and also to raise awareness. Just a few of the metrics that we're tracking in that area are obviously website visits on our new site, and then impressions on social media, which you can see here. Our action alert for the Department of Defense is still open, so you can still participate in that, and please do if you haven't already. We've had over 400 letters sent through that. And 72 Senate offices reached. So we need much more and appreciate your engagement there. Really need scleroderma included in the peer-reviewed medical research program. Speaking of advocacy and awareness, this is just a highlight of some of the great work you all are doing out in the field, getting scleroderma recognized with proclamations and light-ups. Please use the hashtag Teal for Scleroderma when you do that on social media so that we can see that and track that. You can see we have Dee Burlisle from the Northwest chapter up in the top left of your screen, and she's with the Great Wheel in Seattle. We've got some of our great folks from Ohio featured, and then we also have Boathouse Row in Pennsylvania featured. Gotten some really great photos and really great exposure, and just appreciate everyone's really hard work getting all of this done. And it's also, I think, really fun. So keep those coming, and we'd love to highlight you as you continue to get the word out and raise awareness. So moving on to our chapters and our chapter engagement across the country, we have our 16 active chapters who are planning 38 stepping out walks. We're getting back out there. 12 educational events this year, as I mentioned, and over 70 support groups offered specifically by our chapters. And so this is really where the real work happens at the community level, and we're so grateful to all of our chapter volunteers and leaders who make this happen. One of the cool things to see right now is being able to, people to be together again at our stepping out walks. And so I mentioned 38 walks planned just for the front half of this year. Over $360,000 raised just for the walks that have happened so far, and those that are actively raising money right now. We've had about 1,500 participants across the country. So many great teams participating, and it's the first year that we've had some national sponsors as well. And some of our national sponsors have actually volunteered at walks too. So that's been a really great engagement point. We've gotten great feedback, but just seeing everyone's smiling faces and how happy everyone is to be together, and members of the team being able to get out and meet you all, I know has just been really rewarding, and you can feel the joy of everyone being together again. So appreciate everyone participating in those. Just wanted to share a few more photos from some of our walks across the country, from Tri-State to Rocky Mountain to Texas Bluebonnet to the Boardman Walk in Ohio, and then our Northwest chapter as well. thank you guys so much for all you do to raise awareness and to raise support for the foundation. If you want to find a walk near you, you can go to visit our website at scleroderma.org/stepping-out. There are walks happening all through the summer, so definitely encourage you to participate. And of course, all of the work that we do would not be possible without your generous donations and the philanthropy that we generate through the foundation. Fiscal year to date, as of April 30th, we've raised $3.4 million. That includes the national organization and all of our chapters. And this represents a 27% increase in our funds raised year over year from this fiscal year at the same point in time to last fiscal year. So I'll show you that breakdown in just a minute. But again, really positive growth that we're seeing here thanks to your generosity and your hard work. We're also excited to announce the launch of the Scleroderma Hope Society, which is our planned and estate giving society. So if you have or you would like to include the foundation in your estate plans, so leave us in your will, or if you have a trust set up and you would like the foundation to be a beneficiary, then please just reach out and let us know. I would be happy to connect with you, or Jess in our development office would be happy to connect with you and have that discussion. We've heard from a lot of folks that they have done that, and now we have a way to recognize you and include you in this giving society. And so we're really excited to do that. And then finally, in philanthropy, I want to announce that we have created the Jacob Davila Memorial Leadership Award, and grateful for everyone that made this a possibility. This leadership award will actually be a scholarship to our national conference each year. And so we anticipate giving the first one out next year for our physical conference that's together in person in Orlando, but super, super excited to be able to announce this. We'll push out more information about this soon and how you can contribute and give in Jacob's honor, but delighted to share that on behalf of his family. And this is the breakdown I mentioned just to show that 27% increase this fiscal year on the left-hand side, last fiscal year on the right-hand side at the same point in time as of April 30th financials. Again, our bread and butter is our contributions from individuals, from corporations and other organizations. That's all of you on this call. And then, of course, from our affiliate chapters, bequests from generous donors who have left us in their estate plans. And then our special events are walks revenue. And so you can see that's up over last year. And again, there's a little bit of a lag here because this is our April 30th financials. Incredible growth. Really grateful for everyone's support and hard work to make this happen. And again, this all gets invested in the mission. So that's a good segue into our financial health. Always good to look at where we are, and especially you all as having a vested interest in the foundation should know how your foundation is performing as stewards of your resources. So as of April 30th, 2022, our cash balance was about $2.7 million. The fair market value of our investments was $9.4 million. We won't talk about gains or losses on that. It's a tough market right now. I'm sure I can't see Cindy's face, but I can only imagine our treasurer grimacing right now. But our revenue, again, is the good news and the big story here that fiscal year 22 revenue for July 1st through April 30th, 2022 for national and national chapters only is $3.1 million. And then one of the other metrics that we look at is if we didn't raise another dollar, how long could we operate based on our reserves? And so that's what that months of coverage in reserves is, and that's 21 months, again, as of April 30th, 2022. So with that, I will